Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Tensport Tales Chapter 1, Session 4. We had to take a week off last week due to some illnesses, but we are back and ready to play. So to do this week, we're going to get Mr. Rich Gold here to give us the recap of last week. So take it away. If he's here and present in the building.
Hey, it's me, Chad. Pretty spot on, if you ask me.
All right, I will give the recap. He may have muted his mic or stepped away.
Or tragically passed away.
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
There he is. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. I got this. All right. We were silently approaching the warehouse when Big Green Work decided to tackle our suspect, and then things went sideways. A couple of archers were shooting from the roofs while Dallin slipped his Work's hold and ran back into the building. Munt and Rin traded shots with those on the roof while I decided to climb the side of the building and try and sneak my way behind our attackers. Things started to cool down, and I took the opportunity to head into the building and try and find Dallin myself. Once they finished their discussions outside, a few of those goons from the roof decided to start heading back down, and that's when I had to hide under a bed in Dallin's office to try and escape their notice. And that's where we left off.
Indeed, that is where we left off. You guys had really done a number, and at the moment, it seems like Dallin is nowhere to be found. After even his guards have kind of started walking into the building, with Rich kind of hidden out in the little office space. Everybody just can't figure out where he is. They're calling for him. They're walking through the building, and they've started making their way towards the office here, while the rest of the team is kind of standing outside, being barred from entering. Eventually, as one of them entered the space, and Richard just held his breath. And there was nothing really that happened. The person kind of stepped in, looked around, and oh. Yeah, I don't know where he went. Where is he? I don't know. Did he duck off? Did he slip out? I can't tell. Um. So, with that, sorry, got distracted there. And with that, they eventually you guys kind of hear that conversation from the outside. The guy at the front just says, "What? No. He went in here. Where could he have gone?"
That sounds pretty sus. I remember being very suspect about the fact that Dallin went inside, and then like, if he's not a criminal, then why is he hiding? And now he's gone.
Oh, I mean, I would also like to highlight that you did, tackle him to the ground.
Hey, yeah. Now I told him not to resist. Now he is resisting.
Yeah, generally, just telling people not to resist isn't a great way to get people to just simply not resist. Usually, telling them a reason would have probably been better, and maybe not tackling them. Just saying.
Also,
I
having
digress.
resisting arrest as the only charge is a tautological charge, which can only exist in an evil power structure.
This is why the Miranda rights exist. You're supposed to read them out before you tackle someone.
Who is Miranda, and why does she have more rights than I do?
She's a four-armed creature. Two rights, two lefts.
Yeah, eventually these guys kind of like they're kind of like opening the door, shifting things around. They're all in the office. They can't seem to find anything. You guys see that they're kind of pushing things around, trying to figure it out. They're looking. it just doesn't seem like anything's coming up here. Uh, Eventually they kind of leave the office space. The archers who had walked in leave the office space, and a few of the kind of come back up to the front, and they're just like, yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, he's got to be around somewhere, but maybe he just really doesn't want to talk right now.
The office, I'll pull myself out from under the bed and start digging around in the office a little more. Maybe there's, I don't know, some kind of secret hiding spot.
Yeah, can you make a? Oh my goodness, a, w- a week has gone by, and now I completely forget all of my things. Where am I? Just make a perception check for me really quickly.
21.
21. Looking around this office, you you feel pretty confident that your first instinct of jumping under the bed is the only logical instinct to have in this room. Uh, there's no significant closet of any size. There's no room under the desk. You kind of look under there, and it's just empty space. Uh, and as you're kind of like peeking around, it's increasingly likely that he either just like disappeared, or maybe slipped out the window. Maybe he went coal diving for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm thinking now is like the elevator to bring the coal up running?
It does run every once in a while, and what you guys have all kind of heard throughout your encounter here is that every once in a while the elevator does just kind of turn on and go and bring a load of coal up.
Huh. Well, maybe he decided to take a ride up because there's no back door. They said there was no back door.
They have been quite clear that there's no back door. The only one that they seem to be aware of is really that roof hatch, which you
Mhm.
already came down from.
Yeah,
For
and
everybody outside of the building here, can I also get everybody out there to make a perception check?
Yes.
23. That is an 18 plus 5.
11.
This is an 18.
Okay. Um, for those of you outside, the the distress on the faces of these the guards as they're trying to like figure out what happened is very much palpable. And as you guys find that they're becoming increasingly less useful due primarily to either incompetence or just to being completely bamboozled, um, you guys find yourself just getting a little more impatient to one degree or another. Instead of kind of looking directly at them when they're talking, your eyes start to wander a little bit. Um, as you guys kind of stare around at the various, kind of just zone out on some of the items nearby in the boxes, crates, and barrels that are kind of stacked up. Um, Work, you notice that the out of the side of the far side of the building there, there seems to be a very large pile of crates that has that that just see that seems to have shifted ever so slightly during over the course of that fight. Um, Not by much, but by an amount where you went, yeah. There's a pile of crates, and now it looks much more just like there are crates nearby. Where the pile went, you're not too sure. Um,
Okay.
Munt, while you're also kind of preoccupied with the conversation to an extent. You've very much, let's be honest, kind of checked out with these fools, and you started kind of kicking around, a little bit of the grime and dirt and a few of the rocks while they make up excuses for this stupid man who's just eluded you guys. But as you look at some of the crates that nearby that you were actually kind of hiding behind earlier in the heat of battle. Some of the areas that were kind of shot off by some crossbows and by some of those large bola-like projectiles that they were shooting at you. You notice on the inside of there it seems to just be uh, the odd like animal part that's in those crates. Um, just like the odd fur limb, the odd tail, things like that. It seems like it seems like just a hodgepodge of various um, arm, limb, leg, tail. And as you look a little bit closer at some of the parts that have kind of exposed itself now due to the weather, um, you can see that these are all labeled DOC across the front.
Hot
It's got
dog
the makings of
ingredients.
a classic meat smuggling operation.
DOC, dead on contact.
Or where I come from, it's Departmental Operations Center, but yeah, that too.
Department
Um,
of Corrections.
Or it could stand for "Don't Occupy Crate," and those animals were killed as a punishment.
they they are at the moment occupying the crate.
Occupying the crate, punishable only by death.
Yeah. Um.
Okay, well, I want to go and I'm gonna go walk away from these idiots that do not have time. Well, they're not idiots; they're people doing their jobs. And I'm gonna go check out those crates over on the side of the building that seem to have shifted. And I'm just gonna walk over there and be like, "La la la! What a wonderful day for a stroll! I'm just walking around this building, just looking around." And then I'm like peeking over the crates, like really quietly, like trying to, you know what I mean, like trying to just really play up the fact that I'm not doing this, but I totally am.
As you kind of look over the guys kind of just the guards at the door kind of just look at you and just
I don't see them, so I don't care.
Yeah. Well, everybody else does. Well, to an extent. But as you kind of walk over towards the crates there, you kind of peek over them, kind of around this little corner of the building there. You notice that there is a small window just off on that side of the building that seems to lead into some sort of an office-like space. The window is not very big, and you like for a person of your size, you probably couldn't even get both shoulders through it.
Do I
But
see
there is
Ridge through the window?
You know what? You had a perception of what,
23.
23, right? I'm trying to remember if I wrote down Rich's last stealth check here.
It was 16.
16. Yeah, you notice you don't notice one of your good friends kind of continuing to just like scope out. He seems to be very much kind of like looking up, looking down, trying to figure out what's going on in that room.
Checking the seams by the bookcase, all of that fun stuff.
I wave. Hello. And then I'm gonna start looking around. I'm gonna push these crates around. Is there like a sewer entrance or something here? That's where my brain goes.
Yeah. As you push the crates around, you notice that the way that the crates were placed, there seems to have been with the height of the crate and kind of the height of the window, it seems that at one point one of those crates was right up against where the window was, providing essentially making it so that there was no window at the time. And as you're kind of shoving these crates around, it seems like there is there's no sewer entrance. The wood work underneath here is a little shoddy, but that's kind of par for the course with what you've experienced in these parts, having instantly slipped the first time you set foot
Mm-hmm.
in Sledge Street.
Okay. Can I look for tracks of some form? Like at this point, I'm assuming that the guy came out of the building
Yeah,
through that window,
let me
and there's
see if we.
no kind of like uh there's no sewer grate or anything there. So not my biggest boon here. But
I mean, yeah, there's I believe in this system, it's pretty much still using a perception check, right?
yeah, it's
Sort
seek.
of thing.
It's called
Seek.
seek is the action.
I missed this.
You scan an area for signs of creatures or objects. If you're looking for creatures, choose an area you're scanning. If you're using seek to search for objects, and then if you go critically succeed, you're searching for creatures. Any undetected or hidden creatures you critically succeed against become observed by you. If you're searching for an object, you learn its location. You're searching for creatures. Any undetected creature you succeed becomes hidden from you instead of undetected.
Give it a shot.
Okay. It's still a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Technically you roll. Okay, so it actually says that you roll it for me and compare. It says the GM attempts a single secret perception check for you and compares the result to the stealth DC of any undetected or hidden creatures in the area, or the DC to detect each object in the area. A creature you detect must or might remain hidden rather than becoming observed if you're using an imprecise sense or an effect. There's a lot of secret rolls in.
I know. I'm not.
In this.
I'm not
I can roll it.
necessarily
That's
the biggest
fine.
fan because it's just easier. Because it's just easier when you guys.
Yeah,
if you guys are going to do it anyways, it makes sense that you guys roll it.
Okay, so I got a 19. I have 14 plus 9.
Okay. As you look around this area looking for tracks, you look for any like outlines of footprints on the wooden platforms here, and you surprisingly don't find any. You just from what you can kind of see of that area, if anybody were to sort of try to jam themselves out of that hole, um, it would be pretty obvious that they'd have to land pretty hard, um, or they'd have to very slowly lower themselves over that entire edge. But it doesn't look like there's any evidence of that. The steps themselves don't seem to like there don't seem to be any footprints or footsteps. You don't seem to see even any sort of like a struggle to get out of this window.
Okay. I'm going to call over to Munt and Rin and be like, "Hey, you guys come take a look at this."
I look up from collecting these miscellaneous animal parts that are now strewn on the ground, and I go over.
And once they're like within range, I'm just gonna take my crowbar and try to start prying open crates, starting with the one that would have been right in front of the window, because I'm assuming that he maybe like if he went through the window, he like went right into the crate and has been hiding in the crate the whole time.
In which case, you guys walk over. You grab your crowbar as they're kind of approaching. You kind of stick it right into that area, and without even needing to apply any strength, it kind of just open, and you walk, and as it kind of just doesn't it doesn't seem like any nails were in place. as you just kind of hear a almost like sound as it kind
You
of.
can't. You have to say what the sound is.
Oh, sorry. All right, right. I forgot that my sound gate, almost like a little small like suction sound of between like two pieces of wet wood
Mhm.
that slots in perfectly, as it kind of just squeezes, it kind of just pops itself off. You look inside and you just see. Well, this is awkward.
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hi there. Uh,
What'd you do with the meat?
what meat?
The meat that was in the crates.
The meat in crates. Oh, those meat crates. Oh, is this what this was about? All right, hold on. Let me get up. As he kind of pulls himself out of this little box. Looking into that as he kind of stands up with his large jacket and his stature just. All right. Oh. Those crates over there? All right, hold on. Let me. If this is what this is all about, this is an enormous
He
misunderstanding.
was in the
You,
box
good
the
sir.
whole time.
The meat
It's-
is not what this was about.
Well, it's also about that now. It's about both things.
No. No.
Well, okay, you lot need to make up your mind. All right, look, the meat over there, right? The ones in the box.
Yeah.
Okay, so those ones over there, those are some spare parts from from some of the hunting crews and for uh out on Claw Trail, parts that can't use, parts from diseased animals, things that have kind of snapped off in traps. I just, they don't need it, they can't use it, so I decide, eventually, you try to store it up, you try to preserve it as best you can, you ship it off to somebody who might be able to, no problems. Yeah,
All
nothing
right. Well,
crazy.
I'll be confiscating this for
On
official stew-related business.
official
For a
stew.
man named Stu.
For
No,
Stu is my
no.
boss.
So,
Stew is my boss.
So, having heard this stuff,
Yes.
I
Oh, I yelled loud enough for you to hear. That was the
Yeah.
whole point of me yelling. He was in the crate the whole time.
I head down the stairs out of the office and literally walk out the front door and like nod and tip my hat to the guards as I walk over to where my crew and Dallin are.
Yeah. All of these people are now dumbfounded by the fact that somebody else walked out of them, as they're like, whoa, wait, what are you? As you walk up there, and your friends continue to question, Mr. Dallin here.
Dallin, we're
Yes.
here about the cold iron that was found in the forge, which your coal gets supplied to. What do you know about that?
What do I know about that? Do you mind making a request for me?
All right, how do I make a request again?
Probably
here.
I guess a diplomacy check.
persuasion
Yeah, it's
or
a
diplomacy. Yeah.
Diplomacy. Ah,
Diplo check.
Diplo check. Okay, that's not bad. 18.
18. Yeah. You just he looks at you. It's just like, oh man. It's that what do I know about it? I know. Well, I know it happened now. I mean,
Okay.
I just get the coal and I just dump it into the chute, and then it takes it up the.
So you wouldn't happen to ever need to go to the plant, would you?
Oh, of course I need to go to the plant. How am I going to get paid? I supply coal.
Yes,
Mm.
obviously.
Well, Mr. Fry, you have what we call means and opportunity, but what you're lacking is a motive. I can't see how it would benefit you to shut down the forge up top.
I can't see it either. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Honestly, I can't see it half the time, regardless, because of all the smog.
fair enough. But you see, they're the only people you supply to, right? Because they're at the top of the elevator.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only ones at the top, and this is the only warehouse that supplies them, as far as I
Mhm.
know. So, yeah,
So
that's me.
my thoughts are, well, that you may have been an unwitting accomplice. Maybe somebody slipped something into the coal that wasn't supposed to be there. Maybe your supplier.
My supplier? You mean Asura? As
Yeah.
the trading group?
This
I mean,
Astra, and I hold that big side of the carriage up.
as he kind of goes, I leased that carriage.
Well, I hand it back to him.
No, I don't. Uh, can you put it back on the?
That'll buff right out.
Mm.
It is right out. You are correct, but I don't think it's buffing right out.
Mhm.
Look, okay. I mean, yeah. So, as Acer is just they're a trading group. They just provide raw materials. Usually they broker it from the miners or the woodsmen or whoever it happens to be that they're trying to get something
They're
from.
getting raw
and sell
materials
it
from
off.
children?
I mean,
No, the other kind of miner. With the E?
Mm,
Like the dwarves.
I understand.
right.
Mm.
Yes, yeah. What he said. Yeah.
Now, there's one other issue that we ran into here. Did you happen to buy a box for? As I scroll through my notes, what was that? Knickknacks and novelties?
I mean, I buy things from there every once in a while. Yeah.
Small lockbox, about yay big.
Small lockbox, but I mean, probably.
And
We got him, boys.
no, do you know how that would have ended up in the hands of Mr. Log, the forge master at Stone Pier?
I mean, I try to buy gifts for anybody that I do business with. Honestly, at least you got to keep on people's good side every once in a while.
And
Okay, so you would have selected and given a 20 gold box to him as a gift.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay,
Kind of the price of doing business around here sometimes.
fair enough, I understand. Did you know the box was magic?
Did I know the box was magic?
Mhm.
No, he paid 20 gold for a non-magical box.
I mean,
What an idiot.
okay. First of all, you paid 20 gold for 20 gold's worth of box or whatever it is. That's just the price of doing business. You're not going to buy something cheap.
I have a question for you. DM to player before you continue.
Yeah.
We make 5 gold a month. Are you trying to tell me that this guy is seriously, as of right now, without rolling sense motive, that this guy is trying to tell us that he spent what would be the equivalent of 4 months of our salary on a box to give as a gift?
I mean, he owns a whole warehouse. He's
That is what it sounds.
We are severely underpaid.
True.
That
I'm just
is-
double checking.
That is what it sounds like. Yes.
Okay, can I roll a sense motive to see if this guy's lying?
It sounds like the real crime
Yeah,
here is
yeah,
wealth
yeah, Emma.
inequality.
I mean, that's always crime.
So we should string this guy up.
eat the
Oops.
rich.
I mean,
So-
at this point, Munt might make him into stew
Wow.
and literally eat the
So-
rich. I only rolled an 8, so
So, Dallin, from what you're telling me, you are the only person who supplies coal up there. And somehow, cold steel, got into that forge. Somehow. Maybe mixed among the coal, maybe not. Tell me how that could have happened if you're the only one that supplies it there.
I mean,
Because
you
right
said
now, you're looking hella guilty. Convince me otherwise.
first of all, I'd like to think that I'm looking hella nice, but
True.
that box does that crate doesn't do me any favors. So
No.
hold on. Let me step out of the crate first. Is it gonna
Mm-mm.
just like?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay, fine. I'm not gonna step out of the crate. This is my life now. All right. There are many ways that it could get in there, right? I mean, you said so yourself. It could be a supplier issue. I highly doubt that Azra would just lump in cold steel with my coal shipment. But I mean, weirder things that happen. It's sometimes they don't give me coal. Sometimes there's a random rock lying in there. That's just part of the course. When you buy coal in bulk, you're bound to get something weird in there somewhere.
A pretty
True.
expensive rock.
That would be a pretty expensive rock.
Well,
True.
It is a pretty expensive rock, but once again, weirder things have happened. Sometimes in my coal, I get things that don't burn, and it gets up there, it clogs up their system, or takes up space in their forge. Is that how that works? And
Mm.
then they call it a day.
So
Uh,
you don't check any of the stuff that you get supplied to double check that you're getting the right stuff. So you just ship it all up.
my
No
friend,
oversight.
look. Do you see the size of the siding that this man has torn off the cart that I'm leasing?
I'm aware.
Do you see the size of the actual cart that I'm leasing?
I
If
am
you want me,
aware.
if you think that I'm going to spend my time going, lump of coal by lump of coal, uh, you're out of your mind. I have other things to do.
So it
These
would have
guys have
been
other
What?
things to do.
very easy for someone to muck with your coal.
I mean, if there's too much non-product in there, somebody's gonna notice. The cart's gonna feel heavier or lighter. Some things you're gonna notice something when you're shoveling it out. But for the most part, if it looks like coal, smells like coal, picks up like coal, and chucks like coal, and burns like coal, most of the time I'm not gonna give it two thoughts.
all right. So back to this box. Were you aware the box was magic?
No, I just bought a box, man.
Okay. That
I'm gonna see if
is
he's lying. I wanna do
A sense motive.
a sense motive.
It's a
What do I
it's a
use?
perception check.
Perception? Ugh.
Which I mean, everybody is trained in perception, which is nice in this game.
That is good.
the only
Oh,
downside is if you're not a wisdom character, you're
I mean, I'm not a wisdom character. I have +5.
I
Yeah,
rolled
me
a
too.
16, so that makes it a 20.
20?
20.
Excuse me.
He he seems to know that he paid 20 gold for something good.
just doesn't know what the good was.
He doesn't seem to let on that he knows what the good was.
Okay.
I have okay, so this is partially for Tyler, but also partially for the audience. Can you please refresh me on whether like the cold steel was found in the forge? Is that like an illegal thing, or we were just trying to figure out how it got there, or what?
It's sabotage for one, potentially. So they want us to know who did it so they can follow up on it. The other thing being that it could technically be illegal because cold steel is shipped in from
the sea place.
yeah, and
One of the fighting places.
and there's currently a ban on it. So
Okay, so it is illegal.
yes.
Okay, I just thank you. Before I say anything that like contradicts that. Okay. Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna huddle with the group a little bit away from Dallin.
Yeah. Dallin's gonna ask one more time whether or not he can step out of this crate.
You can get out of the crate, but please don't run off.
Sure. As he gonna climbs out the crate.
As he gets out of the crate, I kind of like go towards him, like like I'm gonna grab him, and just to, and I pat him on the shoulder and laugh.
Oh,
All right. So
This is great orc joke.
Yes.
I have two thoughts here.
Yep.
One suspect would be Azra Trading Group. Maybe they were thinking if they could sabotage the forge well enough, they'd be able to buy it.
Mm.
The second one is the owners of Knickknacks and Novelties. Because they sold that box, maybe they knew where it was going. It could have been intentional so that they could observe the place.
That guy was pretty sus. Oh wait, sorry. That guy was pretty sus. That's
He was also very drunk, but that's besides the point.
What I'm sort of leaning towards is potentially someone is attempting to frame him.
Mhm.
Also, he's very nonchalant about the fact that he may have gotten illegal goods shipped through his organization and did not bat an eye.
I mean, I assume he intends to claim ignorance. He could probably get away with it, and if somebody did it intentionally to sneak it past him, covered the cold steel in coal so it looked like coal.
We also have to consider the possibility that sabotage wasn't even the objective. This is an illegal item that potentially could have just been smuggled in, and the forge was being used as the vehicle for the pickup and drop off. And at some point, the person who was supposed to pick it up from the forge, got intercepted or wasn't able to come pick it up, which
Mhm.
resulted in this problem.
Well, and that's where the Knickknacks and Novelties box comes into play. They were using it to observe so that they would have the opportunity to come and retrieve their goods.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. But it seems like he knows a little bit more about this box than he's letting on.
So, Mr. Fry, I'll kind of step out of the huddle.
Yeah.
Anyone who would want to ruin you, your business, or your reputation that you can think of?
My business or reputation. I mean, do you see the state of my business? And w- I mean, my business is running something out of the freaking ghetto here.
Hey, don't sell yourself short, man. You got 4 roof archers. You know how many guys down here would kill to have 4 roof archers?
I
you know how many
do.
guys
That's
were
actually
killed by
why
4 roof archers?
that is also specifically why I have
I think you
4
got a
roof.
pretty good operation down here, man. Don't sell yourself short. You've worked hard for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, if you're attempting to sell yourself short, you wouldn't have paid $20 gold for a box. A fancy ass box, but a box.
Well, that
I
was a
mean-
necessary evil. Dallon's a businessman. That's what you're not understanding. There's a cost associated with doing business. He understands that. Even if
There-
things aren't going so well, sometimes you got to shell out.
Well,
Make an impression.
If
There's
I'm
a cost.
And speaking of that, I would like to make an impression on Dallon. What is?
All right,
what
let
do I
me
roll here again?
take a look at this.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da.
Oh, against its will DC. I see.
Diplomacy check against will this is that right?
Yeah, it is correct.
All right. Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Let me roll that. This is a 20.
20. Okay.
A dirty
Um,
20.
Yeah. As you kind of say this, and you kind of you're suddenly one of you guys is standing up for him instead of kind of grilling him, and he seems to smile just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you really do have to. Sometimes you're just putting out money for the sake of being hoping that they're gonna make you a little bit more money in the future. So I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes you have to pay 20 gold for a stupid ass box, and sometimes you don't.
And sometimes people, especially down here, you know how it is. They see you shelling out for a 20 gold box and they think, well, I don't have 20 gold to shell out for a box. We got to make sure this guy isn't getting too high on his horse. It's a crabs in the bucket mentality. You see, you're on the cusp of climbing out of the bucket, becoming a free crab, and it's a petty breed down here. They don't they don't want to see that happen. So, do you have any idea who could be grabbing onto your crab legs with their little crab claws? Because it's our job to find them.
Were there crab claws in one of those crates? Is that why you're talking about crab claws?
No, I just have a mind that conjures vivid. It was a lobster, by the way. I just have a mind that conjures vivid analogies.
No, I mean no. It's a good analogy. I mean, it's you work your ass off to try to get out of here to an extent, but I mean it's not about getting out of here so much as sometimes bringing this place up a little bit, right?
Of
I mean,
course, I can tell you're someone that gives back to the community.
yeah. Look, okay, here's. I mean, in terms of people that might be trying to get me, let me think about it. I mean, Azra's probably not super happy with me most of the time. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I run a kind bargain for them, but I mean, it's all business. Sometimes I have to hardline them a little bit. Uh,
Do you have a rep from Azra that you deal with more often than not, or do they just send out whoever?
most of the time it's just whoever. I think I've maybe caught a glimpse of the patriarch once, but I mean, usually he doesn't show up for anything. You know what I mean?
Big wigs.
It's
Mhm.
they're one of the few trading companies in the entire city that'll do business with all of us anyway. So I mean, even though they're based out of the Skybox, they're still willing to do a little bit of business here and there with us down here. So I mean, you can only they can only be they can only be so good or so bad sometimes.
Truth.
Who else could it be? I mean, it's, you can look at anybody around here. There's definitely some people around here that aren't going to be super happy.
Now, it seems to me almost like you were expecting an attack, given the siege equipment you had on the roof.
The siege
I think
equipment,
that's just the price of
That
doing business down here.
that bolo launcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to label that siege equipment. You're not taking down fortifications with
Well,
that. That's clearly an
no,
anti-personnel device.
I mean equipment for defending yourself from a siege. Sorry.
well,
An
honestly,
insurrection, and maybe.
we
even
try
then, was
to.
it that effective? You got in.
Yeah, but I'm me.
You're you guys are weird lot. Which company did you say you guys were from?
Zarpov.
Zarpov, huh? Huh. Who runs Zarpov nowadays?
I have his
That
name here
guy.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's small and he's
Not
green, I think.
Roz. Yeah, he's a goblin. Zaz.
Zaz, right?
Victor Zaz, like the murderer.
Yeah,
Mm.
no, not that guy.
Oh yeah, I
But
mean,
I'm never gonna get that out of my head now, so thanks for that.
You're welcome.
This guy might also be a murderer, to be fair.
To be fair, we don't know yet.
okay. So you guys, so you're working under the little green goblin. Okay, I know.
Also,
And
is being a murderer that much of a knock against you? I killed a guy on the way here.
Yes. That's why I've been trying to tell you that you must stop murdering people on the streets in order to seek your life of redemption.
Wait, and you guys also said like, who was the other person that you said ran the company that you guys were working for?
Nope, didn't say anybody else.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All
You're
right.
asking a lot of questions.
Hey, I'm just curious. I feel like you know everything about the city until you run into another person, then suddenly you learn something else, right? So
That is how
Mm.
social interactions work.
you're really a straight shooter, aren't you?
I do not shoot. That is Munt's job.
Mm-hmm. Damn
And he-
straight.
and so you're saying you shoot damn straight?
Well, I got a couple I got an attachment that goes around corners. It's kind of
Yeah,
a
exactly.
combination
Cozy.
periscope curved tube.
It
You can
is not
shoot
as
around
good
the
as the
corner?
combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Whoa, hold on. I need you to show me. Here, hold on. Hey, boys, can you put one of your shields up on a stick over there? I want to see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to decline. It's not exactly kosher business showing off some of these custom attachments. I don't want to draw too much heat.
Not exactly kosher business. One of you guys were apparently in my warehouse and I didn't even know. So I mean, none of this is kosher business at
Oh,
this point.
speaking of which, I wouldn't mind getting my grappling hook back.
I'll go get it for you.
You grappling hooked up in the side of my building. Goodness gracious.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have you considered making the sides of your building slippery?
I mean, I generally thought, the stupid ass sea foam and the soot coming from above usually would do a pretty good job of that. But I mean,
A little grease could go a long way.
yeah, a little grease might also set my entire coal warehouse on fire.
But think of the insurance money.
I'm dying over here.
What's insurance?
Bro-
Oh, you know.
Brother, my insurance is these guys, those lot over there. That's my insurance. But look, is there anything else I can help you guys with? Are you like, I know we probably got off on the wrong foot, and I probably didn't even get a foot under me. But I mean, is there
Mm,
is there anything I can do for you otherwise? I mean,
Uh, maybe just keep your eyes and ears open. Wouldn't mind if you heard anything suspicious or uh oh, what's another thing? You know, maybe I could take a look at or get a copy of your receiving paperwork from Azra for the maybe the past couple months.
receiving stuff. I mean, I'm not. You were already inside, weren't you? All right, fine. Here, come on in. You guys go follow me. So he kind of leads you guys back into the warehouse here. I assume you guys follow.
Yep.
Sure. Well, I mean, sure. I don't want to split the party.
Sure. Yeah. As he kind of turns, yeah. Sure. Come on. Come on in. As you know, lets the he walks past these guys and he goes, all right, guys, just let you guys in. I know they don't have a warrant, but I mean, they were one of these not rats has already been in here. So I mean, you're a what, Noel?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. It's box and you guys are a weird bunch. You know that.
That's
Yep.
kind of our specialty.
That's your specialty. That's a hell of a way to stand down, my friends. All right, okay. Do you want copies of copies of this thing here, right? Because he kind of goes into his book, starts kind of flipping things around. Let me see. How far back are you looking for?
I'd say 2 months would probably be good enough, since it only appeared a few weeks ago.
2 months. Okay. Let me take a look. Hey, boys. Do you mind? At this point, can I get everybody to roll initiative?
Okay.
Oh,
I knew I
no.
should not have trusted them.
We've fallen victim to a classic blunder.
I was going to detect magic before this, but I guess I didn't get to do that. Whoops.
It's a 7 on initiative.
Sorry, let me
My
pull up
dice
my.
woke
Oh
up.
my God, why do I have so many windows open? All right, sorry. Who had a 7?
I had a 7.
All right, thank you, Mont.
I have an 11.
7-11. All right,
16.
16,
18.
18, and that's. Let me get this going here. This is very weird. Okay.
So we've not had time to do anything else.
Mhm.
Rip. Still don't have a shield.
Made you put it down too.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, as you guys as he kind of grabs his book here and starts leafing through and just yells, "Boys!" You watch as from underneath his book, as he kind of peeled it off the counter. There's a little indent underneath it for what looks like a large kind of knife. That it was he kind of as he just quickly grabs it and then spins around, slashing out at who I assume to be Rich, who would kind of had been walking right up behind him to kind of look at the book there.
Sounds good.
That is a 19 to hit.
That does hit me. I'm 18.
All right. As he swings or swings that thing around here, he's going to do 8 points of damage here as he kind of slashes out in front of him here. Um, he's gonna try it again here, and he's going to miss.
Oh,
Pretty
sorry.
decisively.
I have a reaction.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to when he goes to a turn to attack Rich. I see the knife in his hand, and my eyes become the same white that like my paint is. And I am going to activate my Glimpse of Redemption, which is an enemy damages an ally. Where is it here? An enemy damages an ally within 15 feet of me. Your foe hesitates under the weight of sin as visions of redemption play in their mind's eye. The foe must choose one of the following options. Either the ally is unharmed by the triggering damage, or the ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus my level, and then after which the enemy becomes enfeebled 2 until the end of its next turn.
Cool.
Very cool. He will enfeebled, huh?
Yeah, I have to look up what that does.
I feel like I remember, but I also like it's been a hot second.
Yeah, enfeebled, you are physically weakened. Always includes a value. When you are enfeebled, you take a status penalty equal to the condition value to strength-based rolls and DCs, including strength-based melee attack rolls, melee damage rolls, and athletics. So he either does no damage, or Rich takes 4 less damage, and until the end of his next turn, he has a -2 to all strength-based actions.
Okay.
Or strength-related things, including saving throws.
Sure. In which case, he's gonna opt for the damage.
To still do damage, or to do no damage?
To still do damage.
Okay.
okay.
So
So I take 4 less.
yes, you take 4 less because it's 2 plus my level. We are now level 2,
And
and
he's enfeebled 2 now.
yeah, so he has a -2 to all strength-based rolls and DCs until the end of his next turn.
And knock him on his
As
ass.
as I basically like Ghost Rider him.
Oh yeah, that's the character
Yeah.
that does that. Yeah, stare into his soul and feel the weight of his sin. Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna take that slice. He's gonna be like, what? As he kind of can't quite shake it and just kind of misses 2 more slashes at you. He's gonna bring us up surprisingly to work.
Okay. I am going to move up to him, and I am going to attempt to disarm him.
Disarm.
Yeah,
Sure,
I don't
yep.
have a weapon, so I'm gonna attempt to disarm.
Yep.
And then pick up his weapon.
Potentially. So disarm is Oh, it's against his reflex, but that's whatever. I attempt an athletics check versus his reflex DC.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 plus 8, which is a 23. Or sorry, 22.
22. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah. I need to know if I succeed or critically succeed or what.
In this case, sorry, I just realized that I didn't pull up all of my stuff here.
Oh, good.
This is the problem of trying to run things off of an app. When you don't know the system all the way. Okay. Against his
Reflex DC.
reflex, right?
Yeah.
You succeed.
Okay. So, I weaken his grasp on the item until the start of the creature's next turn. Attempts to disarm the opponent of that item, gain a +2 circumstance bonus, and the target makes a -2 circumstance bonus to penalty to attacks with the item. So I'm going to attempt to disarm him again.
Okay.
So now I get athletics +2.
Okay.
That is an 18 on the die, plus 10 is 28.
10 is 28. Yeah, you succeed.
Okay, well if I succeed, if I only succeed, I do the same thing. If I critically succeed, was that 10 or more?
Mm-hmm.
Did he roll higher than an 18?
I can't tell you.
Okay. Then yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
And then I already moved, so it's my other action. So yeah. Yeah, because if you succeed, yeah, you weaken their grasp until it's +2. It doesn't stack or anything.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it's circumstance bonuses. Okay. In which case,
I was really hoping that a 28 would critically succeed.
Yeah, he's different from what you might yeah. As you you kind of get at this knife here, and you kind of like you're kind of whacking at it, and while he's doing this, he's kind of like waving his arm a little bit, so you can't quite have a solid grasp on it, but you just can't quite get it out of his hand either, as he seems to just be like slightly outmaneuvering you at every turn here. In which case, these archermen are going to go.
Oh, also, just to remind you, he does have a -4 penalty to attacks now.
Yes. -2 to strength based, and then -2
to attacks
-2
with the
overall.
weapon.
Yeah. In which case, these guys are going to start trying to shoot some arrows in here, to the back of the group, because we have Munt and Rin, or what I would assume to be taking up the rear here. This one's going to try to shoot at Munt. First shot is a 15. I assume that doesn't get you.
Does not hit.
They're gonna reload here and then just try one more time. This one is a with the minus here. That's a 13. No go.
Nope.
Okay. In which case, the other person is also going to shoot in. This one's going to aim at Rin because they tried to hope that they'd hit there. This is going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That's going to fly in for 7 points of piercing damage.
Question:
Okay.
How
Yes.
far away are the guys with the crossbows? Because I'm imagining they have to be pretty close to get line of sight into this little room.
Yeah.
My understanding is like everybody's kind of like you guys are because it is a little room. You guys are like there's two of you kind of just like stuffed in the doorway. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah. Okay. How
which is
far?
why they're only shooting at the people like right near the back here.
Okay. How far away are they?
They're about 20.
Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna try. They're gonna reload. Try for another shot with the minus. That's a 15.
Does not hit.
Okay, they got and just these guys aren't super well coordinated. Looks like the last guy is just an utter failure here, as these guys as they've kind of taken up firing positions right by the doorway.
Mm.
In which case, this brings us to Rich.
All right. I'm going to devise a stratagem on Mr. Dallin here,
Mm-hmm.
which is a natural 20.
All right, tell me what devise a stratagem
That
does.
means that I use that roll on my next attack roll against him. So I have a
Boy.
guaranteed crit here.
Oh boy.
So we're going to go to here. I have a +7 to hit. So is a 27 also 7 over his AC?
27 is not 7 over his
Okay.
or
So it's
yeah,
still a crit. It's just not a double crit.
correct.
And crits do up the dice in this edition, correct?
Believe that was my understanding, unless somebody
But it'd
can
have to be
correct
10
me.
over, right? Not 7 over?
Mhm.
Yeah, but if you roll a natural 20, it increases whatever you get by 1.
I
Yeah, it
will.
automatically
If
takes
it's a
it
hit,
to a
it
crit.
becomes a crit. If it were a crit, it'd be like
Yeah.
degrees of success, essentially. So natural 20s are always a crit. All right.
Yeah, it'll always bring it up a level, even if it was a fail to a success. So
Yeah.
was it dice size? Was anybody able
I'm
to?
looking that up.
Okay. I could not remember.
I think your weapon specifically should have a critical damage associated
No,
with
here
it.
it says right here. You use attack rolls and damage rolls to calculate. Okay, critical success on an attack is you deal double damage.
Oh, just double damage. So I don't roll extra dice. I just roll my
No,
dice.
so
Yeah.
sometimes you'll have so doubling damage. You double. Let's see.
Don't you roll twice? When I hover over my critical thing, it says 2x 1d8.
I'm just looking at attack. It says you roll the damage normally, adding all modifiers, bonuses, and penalties, and then you double it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and that includes modifier. Got it. All right. So that is 13 times 2, 26 damage as I punch him in the throat.
Ooh, as you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, as you're gonna punch him in the throat, as he kind of spits out just a little bit of phlegm as he gets slapped right there.
Okay.
Anything
And
else you would like to do here?
yeah, I still have an action left, so he's
Mhm.
obviously not down.
No.
So I am going to attempt to trip him, probably. Is he in front of the desk?
He is right in front of the desk. Yes.
Okay, I think I'll shove then instead. See if I can like throw him over the desk, essentially.
Throw him over the desk. Yeah, you want to try to throw him over the desk? Yeah, make a
Athletics.
shove and a free hand. Use weapons reach.
My hands are always empty. All right. That is an 19. 19.
19. Ooh. Okay. As you give him a quick shove, you kind of just slam him up against the edge of the desk here. From my understanding, shove is mainly just to kind of move them X amount of
On a
distance, right?
success, he'd move 5 feet back, but the desk is in his way. So I don't know if that would like push him onto the desk. Yeah, I'll let you deal with how you think that would.
You kind of feel as he kind of gets thrown back against the desk. You watch as he seems to be a little off balance, but he seems to hold himself against the actual
Okay,
desk
so we
a
might
little
have
bit.
flat-footed him for the turn or something. All right, that's good enough.
You push
Okay.
him onto the desk, thereby stumbling onto the other element of a noir detective.
In which case, let us bring us up to Rin here.
Okay. How do I have any space in this room?
It's pretty crowded. You guys are still able to you guys have enough room to to do basic maneuvering, as in like in this case like making attacks and things like that. But other than that, like you guys are well crammed into this little office here.
So it would be tough for me to make like a ranged attack.
No, you can still once again you have enough room to just be able to make attacks and things like that. But if you were trying to gain cover in some sort of way, it's going to be rather difficult.
I have currently no way to gain cover, so I am just going to Scorching Blast. So I am going to create a big fireball at the end of my hand, and I am going to toss 2 of them at Dallin.
Hey,
And I am going to be angry. I am going to go, you traitor, burn. Yeah.
tell me what your thing does, please.
So that is a 16 plus 8 to hit, which is, can't do math,
This 24. Yeah, 24 is good.
24 to hit. So basically I can shoot 2 fireballs at him. It uses up 2 actions and 1 action to cast it, and they take for each hit 2d8 fire damage.
Okay.
So it looks like the first one hit. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
check and see the next one hit. If I get a critical, they take 1d6 persistent fire damage.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, now would be a good time for a crit. Not a crit.
I
But
am going to have to teach all of you about the path of redemption.
5 plus 8, 20. 20. Is that 23? 23 on the second hit.
Okay. Sorry. Total of how much? Sorry.
No, sorry, that's to
Oh,
see if they
23.
hit.
23 on the second hit. Oh yeah. 23 is a success.
And
I could hear the dice rolling in the other room.
man, okay. So we have, buddy, what are you eating? No, sorry, distracted cat was licking the table. One was an 8 plus 11, that is 19 plus 3, 22 damage.
22 damage. Yeah, it's gonna sear into him here. Uh, you know what's really weird about Dallin? You gotta throw the fire at him, and it seems to as it kind of like sinks into his skin, it like sears into him a little bit. And you just kind of look at his he like once again just kind of grimaces and just and just kind of grins and takes it there.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
what do you have
I'm done.
any other actions that you can take, or are you
Nope, I
good
am
here?
actioned out.
Okay. In which case, that brings us up to Mont here.
Just wanted to check: is there a door to this room? We're in the doorway, but is there a door that I could close?
You guys are at the moment too packed into the room to close the door.
Okay. And it's possible to take cover where we are in the room.
Pretty well. Like you can
You can take the cover
definitely-
action, but like
Yeah.
it won't be concealed.
No.
Okay. I am going to reach into my big knapsack and pull out a ball that is comprised of broken glass shards, pieces of metal covered in suspicious red and brown stains, and I'm going to
lovely.
throw a junk bomb at Dallin.
A junk bomb at Dallin. All right. What is this junk bomb?
I like how it went. It was too crowded to close the door. Let's throw a bomb into the room where we all standing.
It doesn't do that much splash damage. You guys gotta stop being babies.
All right. Let's see. All right. Tell me
It is
about your junk bomb here.
First of all, it's an 18 to hit.
18 does not hit him.
Okay, then it kind of just impotently falls into the corner of the room and doesn't explode into a million metal fragments.
Okay.
And
As it,
then
yeah, continue.
I will try to supercharge my gun with my third action.
Okay.
Is a 20, so my gun is currently one stage of overdrive, and then I will spend my last action to take cover.
Okay, go ahead and take cover. In which case, um, this brings us up to those guards. They're going to uh they're gonna walk up to the room here using their stride action. They're just going to take put up their shields for each other here. And then they're going to take a little bash um at the two of you kind of in the doorway. This person is going to roll a that's gonna roll against Rin, and that was an 18 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, and that's just trying to bash you. He's just slapping you for what looks like 3 damage here.
Okay.
The other person here is taking a bash.
Question: how
Yes.
bad does Rin look?
Oh, I'm not looking so hot. I'm about half.
Me reducing the damage. Well, actually, I'm going to glimpse of redemption this guy because I have my reaction back, and he's now moved up to be within 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, he's gonna choose to do no damage.
alright.
Oh,
I would have. It would be no damage either way.
Yeah. The other one is going to hit. Is going to attack. That is a 17 to hit on Munt here.
It is not a hit.
That's not a hit. All right. In which case, he's gonna taking those up. And these guys have now kind of are basically now trying to like blockade you into this room.
great.
As you guys kind of watch, as Dallin's kind of shoved up against his table here with his knife, you watch as he goes and kind of like grabs some stuff on his table. These are all the like kind of books and papers that Rich you had seen before that were on here. He kind of grabs a bunch of them kind of all in one hand. Because he takes that book that book of stuff that you guys had asked for. He grabs the little like list that he had in that kind of weird language, and you just watch as he goes, ah, I'm so glad I met you guys. As on his little list that he has, the both Work and Rich, you guys are kind of are right in front of him. You watch as kind of 4 more names seem to show up. You guys watch as each of your guys' names show up, to morph, and then just kind of become text that is illegible again. And then this man just seems to slowly start to disappear. You watch as just his form slowly seems to go and becomes a little bit of smoke, just a little bit more, as it kind of slowly goes out of that little window that you had seen to the outside.
Well, that explains
What
how he gets
the
out.
hell?
As he kind of does that and just kind of slides out the window, you guys watch as this kind of wisp of smoke just kind of travels out the window. Work.
We're gonna need counterspell.
Okay. Well, I can't do anything about that. I turn to the people who are still attacking us. And I go, look, see, your boss, he is Smoke Monster. Clearly he must be brought to justice. You are working for the wrong man. Let us go. We must find him.
As you look, as you had kind of turned around here, your entire group had, for very good reason, have been very focused on Dallin in this kind of moment. You turn around and you can see that all of these people's, their eyes are almost a bloodshot red, and almost bloodshot red around the rims, and almost a completely blacked out iris and pupil here.
I look at the party and I go, oh shit, they've been smoking the weed. And then I turn and I
It's the reefer madness.
I would like to pick up
down,
the
Nancy
desk.
Okay.
And and then if these guys are like, you know, all bloodshot eyed and shit.
Yeah.
And you said this window is not big enough for us to fit through, correct?
Well, not you.
Not you.
Like all of you would struggle to like get both shoulders through.
Okay.
Would I, as a small size character?
But you're small. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Small size.
Small is definitely more prevalent in this edition.
If you attempted to squeeze, could get through there.
Okay.
And in this building, it's made of steel or concrete or brick, or is it made of wood?
It's made of wood.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up the fucking desk and I'm gonna go, we need to get the fuck out of here. And I'm just gonna charge where the window is to try to break through the wall.
Oh boy. Alright. Okay, so you're gonna pick up the desk and then you're gonna try to like use that to batter the the kind of like the frame of the window.
I am making an exit, yes.
Alright. Can I get you to just, I don't even know what to tell you. Go ahead and attack this wall.
All right.
Window thing.
I think, is there? I wonder. I was
There's
trying.
probably an AC for wood panel.
There is.
Yeah. Okay. And I just make a straight up and down attack.
Is he proficient with desks?
Yeah.
Are you proficient with the desk?
I don't. I am proficient with simple weapons.
He
And
failed out of school, so probably not.
He's been stuck on desk duty for a little bit, though. You give him credit.
I mean, I could
That's
kick
gotta
it,
cover something.
and that would be like the same. So I mean,
I can treat it like I'll treat it as just like a simple weapon. I mean, like
Okay.
it's just like anything, right?
All
Like
right,
you're
so
battering
I'm gonna
somebody
roll.
with a thing,
I'm gonna
right?
roll +8 then.
Sure.
That is a 19. 11 + 8.
19. Yeah, you kind of crunch the desk into the wall, and you guys all kind of hear it. It seems like you've made relatively significant progress into the desk, and into the wall as well. But it looks like it's going to take a little more work than that.
How much damage did you do?
If you can, yeah. Do you mind rolling damage on it?
What is the damage here? 1d6, 1d8. What is?
I believe it would be.
I feel like it's a two-handed weapon and it's oversized. It'd probably be a fair amount.
Yeah, let me see.
What is the damage on a battering ram?
Let me see here.
A barricade buster is 1d10 bludgeoning.
I'll give you 1d8.
Okay.
It is fundamentally still a desk-shaped.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if we were trying to compare it to things.
Yeah, I'll give you 1d8.
That is a 7 plus 4 is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And I still have my other action because I'm assuming it's an action to pick up the desk. It was an action to attack it the first time. Yep. So I'm going to attempt again.
Okay.
That is a 19 on the die plus 3, a 22.
Yeah. Roll it for me.
That was 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points. Yeah, you guys are gonna slam into it again. You can watch as it starts. There's definitely like cracking in it, and you guys can see the outside now, but it is not all the way through just yet.
Okay, and I need everybody knows what I'm doing, so that's my
Wait,
turn.
we're on the second floor, right? Just double checking.
Yeah, it's
No,
fine.
no. This is first floor office.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, you guys are okay. In which case, that brings us out to the archers in the back who are going to take shots here.
Can the archers have a line of sight of us in front of these very large guys?
The
Who
very
are
large
standing
guys
directly in front of the doorway.
slapping the other way.
What do you mean?
Does that make sense?
No.
Sorry. So basically, like with the way this office is laid out, the window that the guy has left out, is on the outside, is on the kind of like the far. Let's say like if I had to put it on the far left, let's say, from a bird's eye view, the desk is kind of in front of that. Your two guys were kind of pinning Dallin up between kind of that wall and them. And then you guys are in the doorway
Oh,
of the office.
he meant that the two guards that are hitting them in melee.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
understand.
two guards that
Not
came
the
up to
other
the
way.
front of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
doorway.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, no. They can still see you guys. They're not making direct shots. If that's what you mean. You guys are considered to have cover
Yeah. Okay.
on these ones. Yeah. Also, they're taking their first action here is to reload.
Mhm.
They're taking a shot here. This is a that is a wow. Good God. That's a 14 to hit on Munt, which I believe is a no bueno.
No.
That is a yeah. That's not gonna hit Rin either. And then this one also against. That is a. Munt, does a 20 hit you?
It does not.
Good God. Yeah, and then no bueno on that either. Okay. As these guys kind of just ping, ting, ting, kind of just, you guys watch bolts kind of just like line the doorway instead. That brings us up to Rich here.
All right. Let's choose guard on the left.
Mhm.
And my decisive strike is a 13, which is probably good enough. So, but my recall knowledge check is going to be a fail. I think, yeah. I need 20 or better. All right. So I am going to attack him. So I automatically roll a 13, and I have +8 because I get to use my int. So I'm assuming a 21 hits.
21. I'm also going to assign them a slight bit of cover because of the currently you have two of your allies interposing as well.
Okay.
But that does still hit. Yes.
Okay. So that will do.
Big.
Do 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
So I had to stride as well because I wasn't by the door. So that means 3 actions. So I'm done.
And in which case that brings us up to. Oh God, I flipped my paper over. Brings us up to Rin here.
okay. I am going to. How does the guard in front of me look? Does he look fine? Is he looking a little worse for wear?
The guards have generally speaking, up until now, have not taken much damage. They have now officially taken damage, but for most of the fight, they've kind of just been guarding a door from earlier.
I can't do anything to help break through the wall, so I am going to turn my right hand into a clawed appendage, so I get nice, sweet, long fingernails, claws
Okay.
that I am going to swipe at him with. I have to roll to hit. This is a melee attack. All right, that is a 15 plus 8. So that is a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to do 1d6 plus 4. Which is 6 damage.
Okay.
I'm assuming it was not a critical 6.
It was
That
not, no.
AC is not 13, because then I get to do a persistent bleed. I like my persistence.
Yeah, yeah. Is your character just persistent?
Yes. And then with my last action, I'm gonna try and sort of like step away and like tuck behind Rich. So I'm not immediately the first person there.
I understand. Okay. In which case, that brings us up to Munt here.
All right. I do have some things to help us break down the wall, but instead, I'm gonna reach into my big bag of tricks, and I'm gonna pull out a long black tube that's sealed on one end, and I'll tear off the seal. I'll put the non-sealed end to my lips, and I'll point it at the face of the guy attacking me, and I'll blow into it, and a bunch of ground up hot peppers and glass and dirt and other refuse will come spraying at his face, and he will have to make a DC 15 reflex save.
DC 15 reflex save? Oh, good God.
Yeah,
What
get
is this person
maced.
attack? Oh no. They're about to fail this save. Okay. Yeah. They're going to fail your DC 15 reflex
Just a
here.
regular fail?
It is just a regular fail, unfortunately.
Okay, they are blinded and dazzled for 1 round.
Blinded and bedazzled for a round.
Although dazzle doesn't actually matter because it would only matter if they're like immune to blinding, because blind overrides dazzle.
Gotcha.
So they're blinded for 1 round.
Yeah, this person just got pepper sprayed in the freaking eyes here.
And I will use my last action to take cover again.
All right. In which case, you got these guards are as they kind of seal, as you guys they kind of sealed you guys in here. You watch as one of them seems to grab something off their belt here, and just roll and just kind of toss it into the room. Um, can I get everybody to make a fortitude save?
Da, 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 da.
Fortitude. Fortitude.
That's a 20, sir.
20.
Dirty 20.
Then 18.
Okay.
Oof. Not good. There's a 4 on the dice, and I don't think I have anything to add to it.
I got a 14 plus 8. 22.
Okay. Okay. So, for all of you in the room,
9. Mine is a 9.
Nice.
Beautiful.
fair. Um,
Base.
in which case, as he kind of tosses the tube in the room, you guys watch as the room starts kind of filling up with smoke here. The effects don't seem very immediate for all of you. You do feel just a little, just almost a little, like a little dazed. You guys just for the moment are considered flat-footed.
Okay.
All of us?
Rin,
Am
as
I
you
low
as
enough to the ground that I'm not breathing in smoke?
The canister, it's when it releases, will fall to the ground. So I will say no, unfortunately.
Alright.
Rin, as you do, as this kind of starts filling the room here, you accidentally kind of took a bigger whiff of it than you would have liked. You kind of feel as if you're it's getting a little hard to breathe in here, as the smoke kind of fills your lungs. You kind of doesn't seem to have any other immediate effect at the moment, but it does seem like it is going to continue to grow in effect here for a little bit.
Ah, it has annoyed my fox nose. I have
Um,
too sensitive of a nose. Don't like it.
yeah, the other guy now, after who's
Got pepper sprayed.
yeah, I got pepper sprayed in the face. Is kind of just like rubbing his eyes here. But you can kind of watch as he seems to put up his shield. And tries to take a more defensive stance at this point. He doesn't seem to do anything else though, as he's a little disoriented, and not very good at this. In which case, that brings us back up to work.
Okay.
Smash the wall part 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I've worked with Munt very closely over like backstory wise for like the last 2 months.
Mhm.
Munt, do I know what your grenade thing does? Have I seen it before?
Well, you maybe have seen it, but you can tell that it probably cuts people, given that it's
Okay, but
kind of a ball of
but
metal
it
and glass.
does it have any kind of explosion property to it?
Yes, it will shoot shrapnel in a reasonable radius when it does explode.
Okay, so there's no force damage. Okay, I was gonna like put it up against the wall and then punch it to try and explode the rest of the wall.
No.
At this point, I am just. What is the? Okay. Question for you: can we still see in this room?
Yeah, it's a little hazy, but you guys can still see. You can tell that this room is gonna fill up pretty quick here, but you guys
That's
are still perfectly.
fine.
Yeah, you guys are essentially still perfectly visible.
Okay, what's the next largest object in this room that I can lift?
Probably Rich.
Okay, that's
Honestly probably you.
well. Okay, true, but I don't have anything here.
There's a chair. There's also a bed.
Hmm.
Wait, when he turned into a smoke monster, did he fly away with his logbook?
Yeah, it all kind of
You
disappeared
would
with
note,
them.
Yeah, you would note that those items kind of disappeared with them. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, did I get to get a quick look at the logbook as well to see if I could recognize the language?
Oh, at the list.
Yeah.
What are your languages?
So I know what Aklo, Common, and Kitsune.
What the fresh hell is Aklo?
Evil Fae.
Oh, and Kitsune. No, you do not.
Okay, I'm just gonna charge the wall.
Charge the wall.
At this point, I feel like I can just probably kick my way through it.
Yeah, you are noticing like there, like you guys can see bits of the outside right now. So go for it, please.
Is a 16 good enough?
A 16 with the current state of the wall. You are good.
Okay. I was gonna use my hero point if I wasn't. And then I do believe that it's not very much damage. I'm pretty sure it's just 5. An unarmed strike.
D4 plus strength.
Is
Why
it?
aren't you using the desk anymore? Is it broken?
I assumed it was, but I guess I can still use the desk if it's not.
There's still like bits of the desk.
Oh,
that
okay.
are-
I
that are
just assumed that the
wood.
desk was broken. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, the bed seems reasonable. It might be metal.
Okay, so I am all right. No, I'm just gonna use the desk because it's in my hands. So D8 is what we said.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. At this point, as you're gonna slam the desk through, you can see that you're making at least some sort of an opening. It's still it might be large enough for maybe your smaller companion to really squeeze through, but not quite there yet.
I assumed that I would have blown the window out in the first, like with the first hit. So
no.
and he
It's-
could already
yeah,
squeeze through that.
So no, as in as in the opening that you've made, not including. So like they could get through there with some difficulty right now, still because at the end of the day, you still have a lot of splinters and you still have a desk you're still holding a desk, because you would still need to at least move the desk out of
Oh
the way
yeah,
for
like
them to do
I'm
that.
just trying to figure out like if I move, like if I put the desk out of the way, could we get through here? Because I'm assuming the window's gone.
Yeah, if you're small, you can get through that area.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I will just hit it again.
Okay.
I was really debating going and trying to steal a shield, but my disarming didn't really work last time. So. 12 plus 3, 15?
15 will at this point still do.
Still do. What I was thinking, like, does it gain AC once it's destroyed?
No.
It's another
Oh,
6
dear.
points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. As you kind of smash into it again this time. This time you notice that the opening is about wide enough that medium sized you guys could squeeze through if you guys would like to try.
Okay. Yeah, I get one more thing. I'm gonna hit it again.
Right?
And pray.
And a dream?
Well, that or I just throw the desk aside and I move out. I move outside. What is squeezing? It's like half speed or whatever.
It's what you just basically you're making a
Acrobatics check, but it's an exploration thing.
yeah, it's like it basically goes like 1 minute per 5 feet. Like basically like it would essentially take you guys like I would say that you guys would have to spend like it's just slower to get through it. It's not anything crazy. It might just cut you a little bit if you understand what I mean.
Oh yeah, that's
You might get
no problem.
splinters on the way out.
Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stride through it. If I can squeeze, I'm just gonna force myself through it to try and make the hole bigger.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to just quickly make me an athletics check just to kind of push your way through kind of the remnants of what might be blocking it?
Yeah, that's a 15 plus 8. It's a 23.
Okay. You're go. As you kind of just like, you just gotta grit and just just square off your shoulders and just kind of go.
Yeah, I just run and try to push through.
Okay, as you gonna and just like try to juggernaut through the wall here. You're going to take just kind of 3 points of damage from just splinters and the sharp, jagged edges of the wall here.
I take it.
But you kind of grit and bear it, and just taking it, or really just taking it for the team, so that they don't have to, as you're gonna, as you just slam through the what's remaining of this wall here.
And I just look back and I just go, move, 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 let's go.
Okay. I'm going to go on to Rich here.
Okay. I am going to grab that smoking canister off the ground.
Yep.
Toss it over the heads of the two guys.
Mhm.
And then stride through the opening.
Okay. And you walk right out of there. That brings us to Rin.
I am just going to turn tail because I have nothing to throw, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna follow them out as well.
Okay.
I will
And
stride through there.
Munch, is there any parting gifts you want to give them before you leave here?
That's. I'm glad you asked. Yes, there actually is.
Yep.
I will stride 20 feet away, and then
Uh-huh.
I will pull out a little yellow ball that's crackling with lightning, and I will throw it against the chest of the guy that I blinded,
Uh-huh.
and it's going to explode on his chest, and they will have to make a DC 17 Fortitude saving throw, both of them.
Good God.
Fantastic.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, I'm just gonna hope that there's no critical fail condition, because that's kind of what they got here.
Probably is.
So, you use pepper spray and a taser? Are you a cop?
If you're a cop, you have to tell them.
I'm an extremely dirty cop, maybe.
Well, they've trapped themselves in the room. This is an entrapment maneuver.
That's true.
Yeah, they rolled what can only be described as natural one.
Okay, unfortunately, there is no critical fail condition for this. So they
Darn.
are both going to be deafened, and they're going to take.
Rhodes? No.
They'll both take 2 sonic damage, and then I will stride away.
Good God, he pepper sprays them, flashbangs them, and then gets out of there. All right. In which case, you gotta get out of there. These guys, they're just like kind of pressed up in there, and just like now they've got the smoke breathing in. There's all sorts of panic ensuing in that kind of warehouse, and now this hole that's in the warehouse. As you guys, at this point, is there anything? Do you guys intend to kind of try to continue fighting them, or are you guys kind of making an away here?
I'm gonna
Sounds like
move
a
those
way.
crates and like push those crates to like block them off.
Block the hole, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you
fine
probably
with
have
combat.
a bit of a time buffer too, because they
yeah.
are not in good condition.
Yeah, so I figured if I push one crate and Rich pushes another crate, then
Yeah,
like, and
in
then
which
we
case-
just run.
Yeah,
We'll be out of there.
Yeah, in which case you guys are gonna shove a bunch of stuff to the side. You go and just start huffing it. Do you guys kind of go in, the general direction that you believe you saw the smoke disappear to, or what direction are we hoping for here?
I'd like
Um,
to try and find him if we can, but
Can
Okay.
I attempt to do like a detect magic to see if I can notice any trails or any magic in the area?
You
I
can.
It's a
can
good question. Did he turn
that
into
will.
magical smoke or regular smoke?
And I cast detect magic at will.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it crazy? It's at will.
It is now at will for me. Um, so I'm just gonna see if there is any magic in the area.
Okay.
Is there?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just realized that it's. Is there a roll? There was no roll, right? It's
There's
just
no
a
roll.
it's just
It's
a
just
thing. Yeah,
is it
sorry,
there
my
or
bad.
not?
Yeah, my brain. There is no magic in the area.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep going, and as we're going, seeing if I can detect anything along our way.
Okay.
As
In
I
which case,
detect this.
you, gu- you guys start you guys start hoofing it in the general direction. You guys see that the smoke seems to the general direction of the smoke was not back towards the Southport entrance there, but seems to be deeper into the Sludge Street here. And as you guys kind of continue kind of huffing it here, and you guys can hear every once in a while there's a random bolt that kind of flies over your head or whatnot. But they're not firing with any amount of accuracy now. Um, but as you guys continue on, can I get everybody to make a perception check?
Yes.
9.
19.
17. No, 18.
Uh, 20. Dirty 20.
Did I get everybody?
Yep.
19 and 20. Go. In which case, as you guys kind of try huffing it, you guys kind of hear this way. Hey, over here.
Oh, someone's calling to
Yeah.
us.
Uh,
Hmm.
you guys kind of look generally towards the sound. You guys actually don't see much. It looks like kind of where where, through all of these boards and streets and things like that. There seems to be maybe a pile of boxes off to the side there that seems to be calling your name.
Okay. Yeah, I will approach the pile of boxes.
Yeah, as you approach the pile of boxes, um, it's it looks like just under, or just kind of like or near the base of the boxes, there seems to be just a spot that's just a little bit darker. And as you guys take a slightly more careful look at it, it just looks like maybe it's just a nice little hole there.
I lift up the box.
Yeah, as you lift up the box, you guys see that there's a little set of uh there's a little ladder that kind of just leads down deeper below kind of this level of Sludge Street into what you guys would know to be one of the many sub layers to this part of town.
Well, better down than getting shot at by these jokers.
Yep.
Oh,
As you guys kind of just quickly go.
Into the sewers.
Yeah, you guys go down underneath, and it's not great under here either. It's just a lot darker because now there's not definitely very little natural light that's getting through. Um, but now the voice seems to ring just a little more familiar. Um, t- as it's just like, hey, just keep following the voice. You guys will make it. Don't step off the edge.
Munt, you think there are any turtles down in this sewer?
I hope so. I could be kind of a father figure to them.
I'm gonna see if I can recall where I've heard that voice before.
Uh, well, uh, before you try to recall it, this is actually one person's very familiar voice. Um, as Munt, can you describe Doc for us?
Oh, Doc, he's quite the character. He's about 6'6", but you couldn't tell it because he's horrifically hunched over. So his stature, when considering for that, comes to about 5'4". Uh, he's got an eye patch over both eyes, but one of them has a hole in the middle. He's got scars all over his arms, and he has a head full of thin gray hair, and he wears a big cleaver around his waist.
Lovely.
And as you guys get kind of descended here, and it's kind of dark, there's you guys look around the area, and it's super dark. Even the wood down here seems darker. But as you look a little bit towards where the um where the voice is coming from, you guys can see that hunched over figure in what looks like a little doorway, just kind of lit up by a little bit of candlelight from behind. His silhouette just kind of like, come this way,
Hi,
as he kind
Doc.
of disappears into that doorway. And for now, we can call it there.
Nice.
I need to go. Why are we going deeper?
I cannot wait until our characters have free time because I plan to start selling and become addicted to a highly addictive chewable stimulant called grit. That just seems like a good direction I could go in.
Grit sounds like determination, and determination sounds like work, and I hate work.
Question for DM.
Yes. Yes.
In order to get my level 2 bonus, or like my level 2 feature, do I need to go back to the spirit walk, or can I, like, if we just find a safe spot, can I pray there to quote unquote unlock it?
I would say that you can, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, I took Soul Forged, so I need to basically pray to my god in order to bond part of my soul to an item so that I can summon it at will and do some other cool stuff with it.
Cool.
All right.
So, okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for hanging out and tuning in. That was session 4. We will be back next Thursday to figure out where in the sludge street sewers Doc is leading us and where in the sludge port place did the shadowy fry guy go. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Bye,
Catch you next time.
Night.
Bye.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Battering ram.
That was beautiful.